Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television, Radio, and Podcast Talk Show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday. Beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us syndicated on Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. You can also find us on the biggest country station in South Carolina, and that's WZLA Country. We're so proud to be part of that team. And also, who am I missing? Oh, the newscasters.com. Who else am I missing? You can find us on social media all over the place. So I don't want you to get into trouble at work. If you cannot watch the show at 2 p.m., you can find us on Facebook, YouTube. If it's social media, we're doing it. But we're so proud that you're part of our world. It really makes my world. Continue sending email. I love them, and so does Julia. Donna at donnasedge.com. Donna at donnasedge.com. Julia Christine is with me right here, and she is, it's all about breathing. And, and Phil listens. Husbands listen to this stuff, whether you believe it or not. They do.
I do. Because
Phil will sometimes say, you need to take a breath. I mean, do you need to take a breath? So husbands, listen to this, okay? And it's good for you too. Phil had broke his back a few years ago, so he has had some situations. And so he's not going to have back surgery. Thank God for our chiropractor, who is awesome. This guy's he's got this beamer and stuff that he uses on Phil. But even with the exercise, even the doctor, his name is Dr. Chuck. Even Dr. Chuck says, you got to breathe right. You know, when I put you on this beamer, you got to breathe right. Now, so Julia Christine says that.
Yes, she does every day.
Really cool. Now, you've got your podcast. How can folks find out more about you and listen to your podcast?
Absolutely. My podcast is on any podcast streaming site. So wherever you use to listen to your podcast, you can find me. It's Life After Breath. And what we do is every day we just get a little bit of kind of like life advice and how to live your best life, how to make sure that you are maintaining control of your life, and then understanding that all begins with breath. Like truly, your life begins after you start taking a breath and taking a moment for yourself. And so we do that on the podcast. It's about 2 to 3 minutes of chat and 2 to 3 minutes of breathing. And so that's every day between 5 to 10 minutes a day. And you don't have to do it every day, although I encourage you to do it every day. It seems silly to wake up and then go sit on the couch and breathe because you've just spent the evening, quote unquote, relaxing. But you know as well as I do that as soon as you open your eyes in the morning, your brain is on and you are thinking of either all the crap that happened yesterday or you're thinking about all the crap you have to do today. And literally, you are going to be able to get everything done in a day if you start by sitting down and just clearing your mind, taking some deep breaths, and then moving forward. I was working with a woman who had incredibly high blood pressure, and we started tracking her blood pressure every day. And one of the things I had her do was sit down, no TV, no music, just sit down on the couch after you wake up for a minimum of 3 minutes and just breathe. And her blood pressure went down a little bit. And she's like, my body feels calm. And so I don't understand why it's not working. And I said, what is your mind doing? Are you thinking about all the things that you have to do that day? And she was like, well, yeah. And I said, okay, clear your mind and literally just think to yourself, right now I'm breathing in. Right now I'm breathing out. And if you can clear your mind, I can give you exercises of how to blank out your mind for just 3 minutes. And literally her blood pressure dropped 20 points in 2 days. And it was because she cleared her mind. And what happens is we start thinking about all the things we have to do. And now all of a sudden we mentally, and so that means energetically and spiritually, are not present. We're not in this moment. And if you say to yourself, right now I'm breathing in, right now I'm breathing out, etc., that's all that you can think about. And so that means that that's where you are. You are in this moment and what you're doing right now. Once you find that place, then you can ask yourself, okay, what's the first logical step? And do that thing on your list. If you've got 25 things on your to-do list, we both know, as multitasking as we might want to be, we cannot do 25 things at once. So therefore, we don't need to think about 25 things at once. Let's look at one thing at a time, maybe two, maybe. But start by looking at one thing at a time. And it feels like you're going slow. Slow down. You will get more done if you slow down and take that time to breathe. And it's going to help. Like I said, it lowers blood pressure. It regulates your nervous system. It allows you to move through the day with all the chaos of the world and all the chaos in your life and in your family and in all of those things. Breathe. Just do that one thing for yourself, and everything slows down and you can handle it in more ways than you even realize. It's a life-changing thing. Your life will begin after you start breathing.
But, sometimes we bring this stuff on ourselves. Like, what's the first thing you do? You wake up, you turn on the news. Don't.
Absolutely not. Do not do that. And then, I was talking to a client earlier this week, actually, and she was like, well, we just have it on. We're not paying attention to it.
Yeah,
Yes,
you are.
You are. You don't know that you're paying attention to it because you're doing 8 other things, but you are absolutely absorbing it. And let's be honest, just for a second, there is no such thing as a 24-hour news network. That's not news. It's opinion. It's BS. It's stuff that you do not need. Get the highlights and turn it off, but don't start your morning that way. Start your morning. The first thing I do in the morning is I say, good morning, Julia. And I look outside and look what the weather is like. And I'm grateful for a good night's sleep, or for my comfortable pillow, or for the fact that my pajamas are keeping me cool in this hot weather, or whatever it is. And then I go get a glass of water and sit my butt on that couch and take a couple of deep breaths. And you're starting your morning out for yourself. I know you don't feel like you have time. 3 minutes. If you don't have 3 minutes, we need to talk about some other things.
Time management, maybe.
Scenario, if you are running late and you didn't set your alarm for 3 minutes early, you spend 3 minutes on the toilet every day. So
there
breathe
you go.
while you're sitting on that toilet. Just breathe. I promise you, you will start to see things differently. Things will start to kind of fall more into place and feel less chaotic. And when we feel less chaotic, we have clarity. We have a better understanding. And we're able to kind of put just a little bit of space, not distance, but just a little bit of space between you and the world around you and what's going on, even right in front of you. But with that little bit of space, you have an awareness that it's not about you, that you don't have to take it personally, that you don't have to let someone else's bad mood affect you. I was speaking to a friend of mine the other day who told me that he had the worst week. And I was like, well, let's talk about it. What happened? Like, why was your week so bad? And he started listing all of the people that he came across during the week that were ill. And it was tearing him apart. And it was like, wait, hold on a second. You didn't have a bad week, but you allowed other people, other people's drama and pain and whatever that is to affect you. And so when we go to a friend's house, a family member's house, and there's drama going on, remember that you can still be there and not be a part of it, that you don't have to take that on. And I know it sounds so trite and silly, but by taking those deep breaths, I'm not kidding, it just gives you that little bit of space so that you can see that, and so that you can start to be like, I'm good. I don't need to be a part of this. I'm going to go in the other room. I'm going to go fix myself a glass of iced tea. I'm going to go fix everybody else a glass of iced tea so that I can take it into them and cool everybody down, whatever it is. And it's like, again, it sounds so silly that a breath is going to do that for you, but I promise you it will.
You have to watch people to make sure they don't bring you into their drama.
No. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting you. I'm so sorry, but I want you to be aware of something. No one can bring you into their drama. No one can make you do anything. You choose. You get to decide if you want to be brought into that drama. They might try to keep you a part of it, and you
don't.
Exactly. No, I don't. Don't tell me about that. Let's not talk about somebody else. I want to know how you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, there are ways for you to choose not to be drawn into that drama. No one can do that to you. You are allowing that to happen. And I know that that feels accusational and you want to defend yourself against it, but take a deep breath and just allow yourself to be empowered by that fact. I don't have to let this affect me. I'm in control. This is my life. I get to choose.
I'll have to tell you something I did one time, and this is insane. So a couple I know, they've been married 5 years. They started having some issues, some problems, and so they wanted to go to breakfast, wanted me to go with them to breakfast. And I'm already suspicious. I'm thinking they want me to be the referee, because, my parents had a terrible marriage. So, half the time I was the referee. So I know the points. I know how to get to that point. So we're sitting there. And so he starts talking about how horrible she is. She talks about how horrible he is. And I went, "Are you my parents?" And they looked at me really funny. I said, "I'm not your child that you're getting a divorce. I've got to take sides for. I love both of you. I'm not taking sides. Right. I love you both." How should I have responded to that?
Well, I think that that's fine that you did it that way. When I'm talking to clients who are telling me about their husbands, and there are two things to consider. First of all, I want to tell just a brief kind of example. And let's say that there is a man who goes to work. He's working 2 different jobs, which means he's never home. He's working hard. He's doing everything he can to bring in the money or to be the quote unquote breadwinner, which is so old fashioned. But let's just pretend for a second that is his mindset. And in his mind, his perspective of their life is, my wife is at home taking care of the kids. She gets to sit down all day and do all of this stuff. I'm busting my chops out here, and I get home and she's mad that I don't help. I've been working all day. In her mind, she is doing his laundry, cleaning his stuff, washing his dishes, making his meals, taking care of the kids, running them everywhere. She gets home, or he gets home, she's exhausted. The last thing she wants to do is take care of yet another person. And yet, both of them, from their own perspectives, are working hard and have no idea of what the other person's work is like during that day.
True.
And so the first thing I would say is, hold on a second. And remember that you aren't living their life. You may think you know them inside and out, but you are not in their heads. So before we get mad at each other, let's take a deep breath and try to consider the other person's perspective. It actually is so much more important to me that you're here and not working a second job. We will be fine without that extra money. We don't have to worry about the future. We have to worry about today and take care of each other. And right now, that is what's lacking. So maybe we can do that. He could maybe say, look, one of my clients, I've just been in the ER all day. I get home. The last thing I am wanting to do is put out any fires, because I've done that all day for 12 hours. And so give me an hour, and then I'll help you. And you can find a way to see each other's perspectives.
You can.
And kind of meet in the middle. And then the other thing I really, really want you to take, and I've used this with several clients, and that is this. You're angry. I can see that you're angry. If we're going at it and we're fighting at each other, I can see that you're angry. But I also know underneath that anger, I know that you love me and I love you. And if that's the basis of our relationship, which usually when you get married, it is, at least in the beginning, I can't talk to you when you're up here. I can't talk to you when you're yelling at me, because now I'm on the defense. Go be mad. Go in the other room and be mad. And when you are at a place, I want you to feel your feelings. I want you to be angry. Take that time. Be angry. It's okay to be angry. I don't know what I did, but we'll talk about it once you come down a little bit. Because I know you love me. And so I know you're angry and I love you. So I want to know what you're angry about. But if you're coming at me, I can't hear you anymore because all I'm hearing is the anger. I don't want to hear your anger. I want to hear you. So go into the garage, go for a walk, go for a run, do whatever you need to do. Go be angry. But what we have to do is let that go away. If it's you that's angry at somebody else, say to that person, I love you so much, but if we talk about this right now, all you're going to hear is my anger. So I need to go be angry on my own in the other room for just a second. And then we can actually talk about it. And what's happening when we do that is we're not leading with anger. We're leading with love. We're remembering that I care about this person. And yes, I'm angry about something that they probably have no idea that they even did. But we will talk about it. But I got to get down from this first.
Absolutely. Let's go into a commercial break.
Yeah,
then we're going to be right back. And we got to finish this one. This is a real good one, too.
Good.
We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you.
You know, finding the right home isn't just about bedrooms and square footage. It's about comfort, security, and the feeling you get the moment you walk through the door. That's why so many families across Greenwood and the Lakelands area trust Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams. And I'll tell you from personal experience, Jenny was my realtor, and she truly cares about her clients. Jenny takes the time to listen, to understand what matters most, and to guide you every step of the way, whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, or ready to sell. Because this isn't just a transaction, it's your life. With local knowledge, personal care, and a commitment to getting it right, Jenny Ferguson makes the process simple and even enjoyable. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, now's the time to make your move. Call Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams in Greenwood today and take the next step toward a place you'll truly love coming home to. Shine your style at Kiss My Glass right here in the Anderson Mall. There's a place where style meets sparkle. At Kiss My Glass, every piece is handcrafted, custom designed, and made to shine just like you. Owner Beth Gibson brings creativity to life with stunning custom tumblers, gifts, and one-of-a-kind pieces you won't find anywhere else. Look for the perfect gift or something uniquely you, from bold and glamorous to simple and elegant. There's something for every style, so stop by, get inspired, and leave with something unforgettable. Kiss My Glass inside the Anderson Mall, Anderson, South Carolina, where your sparkle begins. Be sure to check out Kiss My Glass on Facebook for updates and specials and gift ideas.
Lowe's knows that the projects you build in spring are the ones you can't wait to share. It's why we make sure you have our best deals with My Lowe's Rewards, and that you get help from people who've
been there,
done that.
Try this.
This spring, we'll help you build something rewarding.
Hey, Stan. What's up? I made you something. Oh, thank you. And I got something for you. You grew these? Of course.
Lowe's knows how to help you spring.
Good afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television, Radio, and Podcast Talk Show. I have Julia Christine with me. We were in the backstage talking about gooseberries, and you should hear behind the scenes what happens. But thank you, Julia, so much for being with me. And we're talking about, not erupting on people. Now this could also serve where you work. Okay,
Whoa,
sometimes
100%.
people just wake up on the wrong side of the bed sometimes. And that's just the way I've done it. Walked in and just, chomp at somebody, not even know I'm doing it.
Right.
And so we have to be aware of our temperament when we go to work as well.
Absolutely. And the thing to remember is that when somebody, anytime, and we've talked about this a lot actually together, anytime somebody's sort of coming at you or it feels like they're coming at you, the first thing to ask yourself is if what they're saying is true. Mm-hmm. Is that true? And usually the answer is going to be no. And if the answer is no, then you know whatever is coming at you has nothing to do with you. And if they're your friend, you can let them finish. And then you can be like, okay, so none of that was true. Or like, what's going on with you? Because this is coming out of nowhere or whatever. The other thing to remember is that even us, when we get upset with somebody else, I'm going to go with, I really want to go with 10 out of 10, but 9.5 times out of 10, we don't have a complete understanding of the full picture. Mm-hmm. Because again, we can't get into somebody else's head, so we will never understand their perspective. Donna, you and I could be eye to eye on something, but because you were raised just a bit different than I was, which isn't true, we were raised very different, but because of that, even when we see eye to eye on something, our perspectives of that thing are different. And when we remember that, it makes it easier not to be so upset with somebody because you can tell yourself, hold on, I don't have a full scope of what happened. So let's start there. My perspective of what happened in whatever situation, whether it's at work, whether it's somebody missing an email, doing something wrong, somebody in the house, whatever, my perspective of what's going on here is upsetting me. So I want to get your side of things. I want to try to understand what happened and what you were thinking. What was your perspective on this? And now we're having a conversation. Now we're having a dialogue. No one is being attacked. When I say to you, Donna, you did da 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 da, you literally, naturally, instinctually kind of stop hearing me because now all you hear is defense. No. You're on your guard. True. I have to defend myself because immediately I started attacking. So when you do talk to somebody in a conflict, pull yourself back just a second and really think about what you're going to say and make sure, because I can say, Donna, you did this, or I can say, Donna, when you did da 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 da, it made me feel this way, or when you said that affected me in a way that I don't think you realized. Now, all of a sudden, you're not on attack. I'm talking about me. My feelings were hurt because I interpreted that different than you had to mean it because I know you care about me. Do you know what I mean? And so now, all of a sudden, we're talking about what actually happened. What did you actually mean? Because I can't imagine you meant what I think you meant. Do you know what I mean? And now you're not on the defense. You're going to explain to me what happened. And then there are those who are so accustomed to being on the defense that they're going to be anyway. And so then you recognize that defense and you say, okay, well, they're being defensive. Cool. That doesn't have to affect me. I can say, all right, I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I want you to know that I don't think you did anything wrong, which is why I want to have this conversation. I want you to be aware that when you use those words, which you have the right to do, it affects me in this way. And I don't think you want to affect me in that way. So can we use different words? And now what are they going to say? Do you know what I mean? Like you're not telling them that they're jerks or that they're, in denial or that they're narcissists. You're not labeling them and diagnosing them or telling them that they're bipolar or anything like that, even though it might be a fleeting thought in your head. Remember what we always talk about. They are bipolar. Who's the subject of that sentence? They are. So whose business is it? Not yours. You don't have to deal with it. If they're narcissists or bipolar or whatever they are, drop it. It's not your business. You don't have to diagnose them. You have to understand that whatever behavior they're exhibiting is affecting you, and you get to decide what to do about that. Let's stay on the subject of who's in charge. I'm in charge. I don't want to be a part of that kind of conversation. I know that family always feels sticky, but I want you to remember even when it's your family. This is your life, which means you get to lead it the way you want to. You get to participate in the things that you want to, and you get to be a part of conversations or leave conversations if you don't want to be a part of them. And I will be honest with you. I had a birthday party to go to this last weekend. And Donna, when I tell you I did not want to go, it is an understatement. I was making the birthday cake. So obviously I had to go. I also knew once I got there, it'd be better than I thought. But in my head, I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to be around those people. I didn't want, like, everything in me was like, fighting it. I was up till 2 a.m. making the cake because I procrastinated so long. You know what I mean? Like, I just I didn't want to go. I went. I had a great time. And when I was around the people that I didn't want to participate in the type of conversation they usually, like if they wandered over to see how I was doing, we exchanged pleasantries. And then if conversation turned into something that I didn't want to, I just excused myself. I went to another part of the room. You can pretend to go to the bathroom and go take a couple of deep breaths and reset.
That can save your life.
Exactly.
That can save your life, really.
Out of the bathroom, don't go back to that conversation. Go to the kitchen and see if there's anything you can do to help. Go to, watch the television or go, Go to another conversation. You get to protect yourself. And when we talk about being stressed out about family or stressed out about situations like that, I've told you this before. It is a controversial statement, but I want you to truly consider it. To everybody who's listening, just consider the fact that stress is a choice. You might have a lot to do. That's different from something being stressful. If you are in a quote unquote stressful situation, you get to decide how to deal with that and how you want to function within that. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to do. Cool. I'm going to approach this one thing at a time and protect my peace, protect myself. That is choosing not to be stressed out. That's choosing to take it step by step, knowing that there's a timeline, knowing that there's this pressure, but protecting myself within that. I promise you, if you can pull away from being sucked into all the everyday and just take a breath and step back. I always talk about having a 50,000 foot view and looking down at the party of what's actually going on. People who are miserable, they talk about, what is it? Company. There's a saying about like misery begets misery or something like that. There's something, or misery loves company.
Misery loves company.
Yeah. And that's what it is. And honestly, that's not true, except that the people who are miserable are truly just doing the best they can to find happiness. And sometimes, not going to lie, we've all been there. Sometimes when you feel like crap, like you're worthless, making somebody else feel bad feels good, because then you're not the only one that feels worthless. Now, is that the right way to go about it? No. But it's when you think about it, not being attached to it, that makes sense. And so when somebody says something to try to make you feel miserable, or that could make you feel miserable, you get to decide whether you want to take that on. Okay, she is in a bad place, and I understand that. I don't want to be a part of it, so I'm going to remove myself from this. We're going to take a little break until she's feeling better, because she's feeling so bad about herself right now, or something is going on with her right now, that her only means of expression is to put me down. I don't want that for my life, so I'm going to do something about it. Do you see
We're going to have to call it a day. Can you believe the show is over? Can you believe it?
I can't.
It's over. Okay, we're going to have to do another segment on this topic, okay?
Okay, yeah,
folks,
absolutely.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. We definitely appreciate it. Continue sending email. We didn't even get to any of those.
Yeah.
Donna at donnasedge.com, Donna at donnasedge.com. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being with me, Julia.